Hello, hello, hello. We are here live on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for the WWE Summerslam 2021 preview and predictions. John Cena versus Roman Reigns, Edge versus Seth Rollins, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. So much great action coming up tomorrow night in Las Vegas. Let's get to it.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Like I said, we are live. Watch out, watch out, watch out. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, and I am here for another pay-per-view preview with my esteemed colleague, wrestling legend, manager extraordinaire, the man that has brought so much great talent to you, whether it be a John Cena, whether it be a Bobby Lashley. You might have heard him be mentioned on WWE Network by none other than the biggest star in wrestling history, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the one, the only, the star maker himself, King Kenny Bolin.
Well, I'd like to say I'm tickled to death to be here, and pardon me for taking a preemptive strike because we seem a little naked in here today. I thought we was going to have Dutch Mantel in here today, and I know where he's at. He's down there in Florida, the #1 COVID. Is he alive? Did something happen? Like Scooby's even concerned. Scooby wants to know where Dutch is. I know. I'm worried too. I'm trying to find out. So I wore my mask today because I've heard down in Florida that coronavirus is so bad that you can catch it through a computer. You've heard of computer viruses, right?
I have.
I tell you, get a look at that, man. Is that a good looking mask or what? Is that one of the best looking masks you've ever seen in your life?
Beautiful.
But it's so good you can hardly hear me because this thing actually does what it's supposed to do. And if Dutch had taken a preemptive strike, he might not be in a hospital right now. I don't even know if he can get in the hospital. They're full down there. Why is he not here? It's 11 a.m. He's supposed to be here right now. Wait, Scooby, calm down. Scooby's worried. You can't blame Scooby. But being as Dutch ain't here and being as he ain't transmitting viruses through my computer, because you have heard of computer viruses,
yes,
maybe it's safe for me to take my mask off and maybe I'll be – plus I'm double vaxxed. I'll be triple vaxxed as soon as it's eligible. So there we go. But I'm a little disappointed. I thought he was going to be here today. But now he either died of COVID, which is a possibility down in Florida. It could happen. Or he's had a scheduled shuffleboard tournament that he had to show up down at the old folks' home, is my guess.
Well,
just disappointing. I mean, did we at least draw a crowd off his name? How many people we got in here right now?
Oh, we got a good number of people, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on YouTube right now. I had to switch the edit a little bit on the title last minute. But
did you draw a Ghostbuster sign through Dutch's picture, being as he no-showed us today?
Yeah, we put like the big X on it.
There you go. There you go. Well, at least we did it right.
Dutch will be with us later on tonight on Smack Talk.
Well,
Rick Ucchino
we'll see.
Yeah, possibly.
He might.
He's a game time decision.
Game time decision, exactly. He might be a player to be named later. I hear they're not crazy about those 4-man boos over here. He might be a player to be named later. Trade his ass for somebody to actually show up on these big shows.
I love it. We the people.
He gives you a lot of. He don't like you too well, from what I've gathered. You two just don't click, right? I've heard he don't like you.
I thought I was the one he liked, Rick Ucchino, who's.
Well, I know he don't like Rick Ucchino. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of talk going around that Rick Ucchino might be the odd man out. There's a lot of people who really don't like him.
Well, he's not. He's going to be with us for Smack Talk later on tonight. So you are going to be stepping in because Kenny Bolin is the workhorse. You're the workhorse.
Does anybody actually show up for these shows? Or me and you the only ones they can rely on? Why are we employing? I want you cheapo pay and I want Dutchman pay because I'm apparently taking both their places today. So we need to renegotiate my contracts. What we need to do. Has Kenny lost weight? Yeah, I found it out in the backyard. There's about 45 pounds laying in the backyard that I lost.
See, on the ground. People are saying you slimmed down. You slimmed down, Kenny.
Well, when you lose 260 pounds over 2 years, eventually someone notices. So we really appreciate that. I noticed a couple of my people in here. We got Lemonhead in here. He's from across the pond. We got Lemon.
There we go.
No, actually, he's in Canada. There is no pond between here and Canada.
Yeah.
But I think he's originally from England. I could be wrong. Who knows? Sir Joseph Pesci in here today. Maybe we should bring Pesci in to take Dutch's place. Maybe we should do that. Just anybody, that'll show up that ain't got COVID. Well, Pesci ain't been double vaxxed either. Hell, he'll drop dead during the show. So
you have not clicked on the roast of Dutch Mantel. That's going to be throughout this this
gonna be tonight if he shows up. We can count on him.
Yes,
get him a shot in the mask.
It will surely be tonight. But remember, if you're watching right now on YouTube,
I thought it was surely going to be today. What I'd heard.
Drop us a like on this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the Sports Keto Wrestling YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. We're closing in on 20K subscribers. We're going to highlight a bunch of your comments in the live chat, but of course, if you want to make sure we highlight it, a super chat is definitely helps out the channel, and we will greatly feature your comment.
Super chat now that I introduced to this show.
I do it on the True Hill Heat.
You do it
YouTube
on True
channel.
Hill.
But ever since you were a draw on Smack Talk, I was like, you gotta promote it here
made
too.
About $1,000 an hour is what I heard.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh well. Just petty change to me anyway.
You should have put it on your invoice. That's what I mean.
Well, I've learned that you can just put anything on that invoice and they'll pay you all the big bucks. I like a fool honored the agreement. That crap ain't happening no more. I'm just going to charge them for everything from now on. I'm going to charge them for appearances I thought I was going to do.
We got Molly here in the live chat. Good morning to you, Molly.
Hello, Molly.
Joining us. We got a whole bunch of people joining us. Like I said, if you want to make sure we highlight your comment, highlight your predictions for the SummerSlam card, give us a super chat, $1 or more, and we will highlight your comment. It helps out the channel. It helps us do more live streams
$5
like
or more
this.
if you want me to talk about it. 5 or more. As a matter of fact,
I'll talk about it if it's $1.
Where's my PayPal address? I put my PayPal address up here. I've got Cash App. I need direct deposits going into my bank account. That's what I need. I'm in big demand, son. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bobby Lashley mentioned my name on video on the WWE champion on the Peacock.
And the biggest superstar in the Attitude Era history mentioned you on the WWE Network. How's it been going ever since then?
It's been crazy. I mean, I didn't
been bombarded at the grocery store.
Oh, I didn't know anything. I went to Costco the other day, 11 o'clock in the morning. Must have been 1,000 people down there. I didn't even tell anybody I was going. They was there to greet me at the door when I walked in. Hey, man, you're the guy that was mentioned on the Broken Skull show. I said, yeah, that was me. Of course, I was wearing a Bowling Alley t-shirt because he did plug the podcast as well. I guess you heard that. So, yeah, I've been in demand. I had to contact the people at Sports Keto and say, well, now that I'm probably the most relevant man in wrestling, being mentioned by not only the WWE champ and the biggest star ever in the history of pro wrestling, I think I'm going to need to quadruple my pay. And then apparently they're making roster cuts like WWE does. Are you sure you're even supposed to be here? Because they're cutting people at Sports Keto like crazy just so they can pay me. Maybe
budget cuts. I'm gonna. This is probably
say hello. We got Philippines in here. Say hello to Jennifer Parfin. Her father's been ill. She had to take the day off work.
Oh my God.
Her father's been ill. She's the one that helped me develop ice cream for the Philippines, and she's helped me feed over 350 families in the Philippines, and we've fed over 1,400 kids ice cream cones. We call her Ice Cream Jennifer. There you go.
Look at that. We got the Philippines represent.
Not a bad looking woman either, if I might say so myself. Slightly above average.
We got Amber Arabon in here. He's
not as cute as that other girl.
No, of course not. You got your good brother Joseph Pesci up in here.
Look at there. Look at that poster. He's apparently mailing me that poster as we speak right now. That'll be hanging in my living room real soon.
I heard he got blood on your floor.
Yeah, I'm the only person ever to sell out on Amazon. They ran out of ink. Can't even print anymore in my book.
All right, Dutch. We got. I mean,
enough self-promotion is what you're trying to say. All right. That's how you want to be about it.
No, I was like, I was thinking of Dutch because I was going to bury him again, but
I was thinking about him too because if he were here, he'd only be dragging the show down. You know, he'd be probably insulting me and jealous that I got mentioned on the WWE Network. What did he go by? Uncle Jebediah or something like that when he's in WWE?
I mean, if he would have showed up for this preview, maybe he would be mentioned on the WWE Network.
Well, maybe he got the rub from me. I'd have plugged him. I'd help him out. I help a man out when I can.
Come on, Dutch. We got to get it together.
I think he should walk off of that shuffleboard show he's at and just come on up here and make some money.
Exactly. But let's start off with the person that mentioned you on the WWE Network, Kenny. Let's talk about Bobby Lashley, as he'll be defending the WWE Championship this Saturday at SummerSlam against another person from the Attitude Era, but over on the WCW side, Bill Goldberg. This one started just a couple of weeks back when Bill Goldberg returned to WWE. He made the challenge to Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley denied him for a few weeks and then finally accepted the challenge. Goldberg wants to win the WWE Championship for his son Gage to see him be champion. You know, he can go on YouTube, go on WWE Network and see the old Goldberg, but he wants to see the Goldberg here and now be the WWE champion. So who wins this one, you think, Kenny? Is it Lashley or Goldberg?
Well, Lemonhead brings up a good point. Is it Whoopi Goldberg that's going to show up? Because if Whoopi Goldberg shows up, they're probably about the same age, her and Bill Goldberg. What is he trying to do? Is he trying to embarrass himself in front of his kid? How old is his kid? What's his kid, about 45 now? His kid's got to be old.
He's 15. He's 15.
Oh,
he's 15.
That's a lie. He's got to be about 45 or 50 years old, crying out loud. Goldberg's older than Dutch Mantel. So, no. Have you looked at Bobby Lashley and have you looked at Goldberg? Have you took a look at the two?
I have.
Goldberg does not have a snowball's chance in hell of beating. And in honor of my old buddy Bobby Eaton, beautiful Bobby Lashley. What a good looking man. Did you notice how good did you see how happy he was when Stone Cold Steve Austin mentioned my name? Did you see the light just bright up on his face? It was amazing. And no, Goldberg ain't got a snowball's chance in hell. He's too old, not in shape the way he used to be. And unless his entrance is going to be 14 minutes long, that match ain't going to last long. Maybe they will start the entrance music at his home, wherever he lives, on his toilet. Maybe he's flipping through a magazine. Maybe they film the cab ride down to the airplane. Maybe they pick him up at the airport. Maybe the entrance music's 36 minutes long, just so we can still go see Goldberg. Because once he steps in the ring, he's going to be in there with a world-class athlete. He's going to be in there with a guy that was managed by Bolin Services, Kenny the Star Maker Bolin. He's got an advantage. I've turned him over to MVP for the time being, but I tell you what, if you've been managed by BS, you already walk into the ring with a tremendous advantage, and that's an advantage that Billy Boy Goldberg doesn't have. He might want to ask Whoopi Goldberg to be in his corner. You'll have about 150 years worth of human being in the corner if you have that happen. So no, he ain't got a chance.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. That promo convinced me. I was on the fence.
You're smart. That just proves you're smart when you agree with me.
I was on the fence because I know WWE. They love to push that nostalgia button. They love to go back to the old things, but it seems like the right move to keep the momentum going for Bobby Lashley.
Well, we've talked about it before that if you hit the entrance music of a Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, any of these, they're the ones that get the biggest pop. And It's time to develop the new stars. And right now, Roman Reigns is about all you got. As far as the new stars go, that's ready to step to that next level. And my main man, John Cena, which I'm sure we're going to be getting into later. Woo, what a promo the other day. What a promo.
Indeed.
I wonder where he learned that from.
We want to hear what you guys think, who you think is going to win each and every match, including Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. This one, we're both going for Bobby Lashley, but we want to hear from you all.
Let's see their predictions, and maybe if they type enough English words that we can comprehend, they can tell us why they feel that way.
We got Sean here.
Asking a lot out of your audience, though. I don't know if we'll get that or not.
We got Sean here in the live chat saying, I don't understand why Goldberg or Cena are even on Raw or even there, but Kenny really answered it. It always gets a pop. It always gets a reaction. It always gets eyes. And as you've been seeing with John Cena on SmackDown, the ratings have gone up. It's very interesting times right now because a lot of notice
they're opening the show with him. They want to hook him in early, and then they hope he comes back later. It's a good strategic plan by them.
I don't know how it goes down as the show goes on, but it is.
You ever had the mango 0 calorie Pepsi? This is an amazing drink. Not that they're sponsoring me or anything, but
I was about to say, I was like, this feels like a sponsorship right here. Yeah, but Sean is going
Pepsi,
with.
If you want to send a few cases of this to Cherokee Road, y'all just let me know. Just contact me on Twitter. I'm easy to find.
There you go. We got a question for you, Kenny. Zane says, what's the possibility of Big E cashing in on Bobby or Goldberg?
Well, I have heard that being a possibility. Because you already got your ratings for SummerSlam. You've already got everything in the bank there, so to say. If it were me booking it, I would save it. If he's going to do it, I would save it for Raw and let people anticipate. Don't waste it on SummerSlam. You've already got your audience there. So if it's me, and that doesn't, just because it makes sense doesn't mean they're going to do it. But if it were me, I would save it for Raw or SmackDown or something down the road. I would not waste it on SummerSlam, and especially if you were going to do a title change. Now, how long has Bobby had the title now?
He's had it since March 1st.
Well, that's a little bit of a run in the WWE. Hell,
5 months.
Yeah,
5 months
it could be time, but it'd be an interesting match. It'd be one I'd like to see. A couple of big boys that can handle themselves and a couple of boys that can work. So it would be something I would like to see. But not on SummerSlam. I mean, to me, it would be a waste.
We got Sir Joseph Pesci here with a $5 super chat, $4.99 to be
now,
exact.
This is already a preemptive strike. I've got my PayPal put up. I don't see it anywhere. I don't know where it went. I've got my Cash App, and he's donating money here to this company instead of putting it in my personal bank account. Pesci, you got heat with me already.
Pesci, I appreciate that. We appreciate that here at Sportskeeda Wrestling.
He'll be fired tonight.
You could come to True Hill Heat.
We did make some big bucks over on my show last night. Pesci had a big show. My first ever appearance on his channel. We made some good money over there to help the Filipino typhoon victims, and me and Pesci had a good time last night. So, all right, Pesci, if you want to throw $5 over here, go ahead.
Oh my God, Kenny shows up for his channel. He shows up for Pesci's channel. He shows up here 2 times today.
Man,
and Dutch can't come. And Dutch can't come once at 11 a.m.
Yeah, one shuffleboard tournament. He cancels. I'm booked on 23 shows today. Ever since Steve Austin mentioned my name, I don't even get sleep anymore. Every hour I'm doing someone else's show. Here I am.
We got Joseph Pesci saying King is the only man in podcasting to out-heel Cornette and Lawler on their own podcast. Bravo. I
have heard that.
Bravo.
Well, when you're the real king, you know, it's pretty easy to do. And definitely the king of Louisville. Those other clowns can't claim it.
Oh man! Oh, and even our esteemed colleague here, Raju, saying, "Hey, where's Dutch Mantel? I want my money."
I don't blame him. Yeah, I want his money back so you can pay it to me. I'm the one who's got the big piano on my back today. I'm the one that's got to carry this entire show. I thought we might have Sid. I thought maybe El Cheapo would drop in. I was expecting Dutch Mantel to be here.
I do a good job of hosting these previews, I would say, but you're the star. You're the star.
Never ever say you do a good job hosting. You let others tell you that you do a good job hosting, and I don't
no.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I do a good job hosting. I don't care what anybody says.
You don't care what anyone says. Well, you do have a sign that says True Hill Heat behind you, and that's how you get heat. You see, you'll never hear me brag about myself. I let people like Steve Austin do it. I let Bobby Lashley do it. I let John Cena do it.
Hey, I haven't been.
You'll never hear me
OV.
brag about myself.
I haven't been in OVW to get all that, so I have to do it myself. I have to talk myself.
Well, maybe you weren't good enough. Do you ever think about that? Maybe you weren't good enough.
Maybe I wasn't old enough. I was only about 13 years old when that was going on.
Well, that's no mistake. People in younger than that all the time. As long as they're big. As long as we can fool the athletic commissioner, we put in 13-year-olds all the time.
Hey, I'm about 5'7", and I don't have the athleticism of Rey Mysterio. Which brings us to our next match, Kenny.
Yeah, there we go. What a segue.
Rey and Dominic Mysterio will be getting a shot at the SmackDown Tag Team Championships as they will be going up against the new champs, the Usos. Usos beat the Mysterios back at the Money in the Bank kickoff show, and now we have the rematch here. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing dissension between Rey and Dominic. Dominic getting a little bit too big for his bridges, but Rey has been trying to humble his young son.
He got too big for his britches at birth, because I'm still trying to figure out who that kid's real father is. He was too big for his diapers the day the doctor slapped him in the butt.
If you believe in kayfabe, it's Eddie Guerrero. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Of course I believe in it. I think it is Eddie.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. He's taller than Eddie, though. He's taller than Eddie.
Also true.
Yeah.
So
I
who you got in
worked
this
with Eddie
one?
a few times, and Mysterio.
Who you got in this one? The Mysterios or the Usos, Kenny?
All right. I'm predicting There we go. I'm predicting that Big Boy is going to realize, well, this ain't my dad anyway. Look at him. There's no way this is my father. And I think he's just going to decide he can handle the match himself. He might not even tag his dad. He might leave old Pops, stepdad, or whatever his name is, just standing outside. I think he might turn on Ray, and the Usos retain the titles. That's my prediction.
We got Molly also asking the question, will Dominic
turn on Dad? There you go. Well, Molly...
I don't think it's going to happen here.
As cute as I am or not, but she's obviously almost as smart as me. She agrees with me.
I don't think it's going to happen at this show.
What do you know?
I think that the Usos are going to win to further the tension between father and son.
I'm on that wagon. That's a possibility. There I go, just jumping the gun like the Money in the Bank thing. It might be better to set up that teaser for a future show. All right, I'll back off what I said, and we will lay the groundwork. But I still think he might decide that he's the ace in the hole, and he might just not need too much of Daddy's help during that match.
I just think that this is the type of...
Or Ray's in there too much, and then Dominic says, you know what, Dad, I think you got this. There's so many different things we could do.
There's so many different ways they can go.
Maybe he's signing autographs in the fourth row or something. You know, he just ain't got time to tag Daddy.
Hey, I suggested
back to those old Memphis shows I've seen when that partner wouldn't tag his partner in Memphis. They had all kinds of ways out of that.
I suggested this on Smack Talk last week, that the way you change up this story but continue on with the tension is that you bring a woman in. Because a woman, you know, the love of a woman can make a young man, you know, get even more big for his bridges and more against his father. And I feel like Zelina Vega...
I've got a line there I can't use on this show, but all right.
Zelina Vega is the type that you can do like a
Talking
whole
about
angle.
making your britches big.
You could bring her in, and
are we still on the air? Are we still on?
I think we are. I think they haven't cut us off.
I love her, by the way. I like her attitude. I love her look. I love her enthusiasm. I remember when she went away the first time, I wrote her personally, and she wrote me back. I told her that bigger things were coming, and I didn't mean those big things coming, but hey, you know.
Hey,
stop it, folks! Quit making this a dirty show. Quit making this a dirty show.
But I just think that she has the type of personality, because Dominic is not that strong on the mic, so he's gonna need someone to do the promos for him. And Zelina Vega is a great promo.
She would be perfect.
But she's also the type that personality that can make Dominic go further into the dark side and against his father. So I think that would be a nice way to kind of switch things up.
Possibility.
So
has Kenny watched OVW Leviathan in the Avengers movie? Yes, I have. And me and Leviathan didn't click real good when he was down here in OVW. I hear he's actually said hello to me a few times when people have seen him. Danny Davis wasn't real fond of him when he was here. I won't tell you what Danny said he would do because he'd go to prison for it. But he's done a good job in the movies for what they've built him for and what they've used him for. He's done a good job. And I saw him on a commercial on Twitter, and I didn't realize it was him. I thought it was some old guy that looked like Batista. And I made the tweet, well, goddamn, that guy could be Batista's brother. And they said, Kenny, it is Batista. I said, well, maybe I should have watched the clip. I didn't do it. But it turned out they made Batista. He was streaming. He was in a river streaming. And he was made to look like he's like, well, hell, he might actually be 50 or 60. I don't know. But they made him look older than he really is. And I said, well, that looks like that could be Batista's brother. And I'll be damned, it was actually Batista. So, yeah.
Nicely done.
He does a good job in the Avenger movies. At least I think so.
Absolutely. And we got to go next up.
Wait a minute. Who says I talk too much? That's a damn lie. I don't talk too much. I hardly ever say a word. Block Kevin. No, he's on Facebook. I don't think we can block him here. I'll look you up and block you personally. How dare you say I talk too much? That's a damn lie, and you know it.
Well, you know who doesn't talk too much, Kenny? Lily the doll. And she's going to be in the corner of Alexa Bliss.
She don't say a whole lot.
No, she doesn't. But she winks a lot. And she's going to be in the corner of Alexa Bliss as she goes one-on-one with Eva Marie with Doudrop.
Is she finally going to get in the ring?
Apparently so. She's going to have a one-on-one match with Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss has been known to hypnotize her opponents and possess them. She's gotten into the head of Doudrop over the last couple of weeks. It was Lily that winked at Doudrop 2 weeks ago, and then Lily intimidated Doudrop when she went to steal the doll this past week. And now we finally are here for Eva versus Alexa one-on-one. Who you got in this one, Kenny?
I think a lot of it's going to depend. Does Eva get in the ring? Maybe not. Maybe not. Doudrop is something special. That is there's something special going on there. I would love to be hypnotized by the little girl with the doll. That would be cool with me. So is it apparent that the Fiend he's really gone? Because I figured they kept the contract of Wyatt and kept the Fiend. That's what I'd have done, just to throw a curve to everybody. But apparently people ain't thinking in the office. That's what I'd have done. And I really didn't think that they would continue this with her. So I'm shocked they're sticking with this. But, wow. I think it's finally time you've got to give Eva Marie a victory, or we're just wasting a lot of time with her. So I'm going to pick Eva Marie. Not that she's actually going to be the one to win it, but she's going to lay claimant to the victory. So, but she will get her hand raised in the match. Mark my words.
So do you think she's going to be in the match?
And if I start talking too much, you just say something, because I don't want to be that guy.
Do you think she's going to actually be in the match, or is Doudrop going to take her place?
Kevin, do you realize how much I'm getting paid to do this show? They pay me to talk, son. They pay me by the word, and that's why I say a lot of things. All right, go ahead.
He just wanted a laugh out of you. That's all.
Well, he didn't get one. He got some anger and some frustration. How dare anybody say I talk too much and take that as a personal insult?
And we got Lemonhead saying, "I'll be getting popcorn during this match." This is the bathroom.
I'll check it out. And I got popcorn here at the house. Me and the dogs had some last night, and I might get some for that match too. But I'll be so he's bored, or he's going to be excited to see that match.
I think that he's gonna be bored and he's leaving. He's gonna do whatever he needs to do during that match.
Kevin proves he doesn't know anything. He's picking Alexa. So what's he know?
I've got to agree with Kevin over you, Kenny. I think that this is all a part. The Fiend lives, and it lives in Alexa Bliss. It doesn't live in Bray Wyatt anymore.
So we fire the Fiend. We don't have to pay him anymore, but he lives there 2-for-1 deal.
Yes,
smart financial decision. There you go.
That's why they gave the gimmick to Alexa, so they can keep making money off of the Fiend character through Alexa Bliss. And I think Alexa and Lily get the win over Eva Marie.
Block Sean too. He says I am that guy that talks too much. Once again, your people are not treating me good. I've been offended twice here already. How dare they?
Oh man, you can't give them the attention. They got to give a super chat if they want our attention.
Well, you know what? That's good. I do that on my show all the time, but I show mercy on some of the stupid people that can't figure out how to attach a debit card to their account. So you got to show them a little mercy, and then you hope some smart person shows them how to do it.
Well, there you go. Well, we got to move on to another match over on Monday Night Raw between two former WWE champions and two former members of 3MB, as it's going to be Jinder Mahal going one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. Over the last couple of weeks, these guys have been going back and forth over their old friendship with each other. At Money in the Bank, it was Jinder, Shanky, and Veer who decided to cost Drew McIntyre the men's Money in the Bank briefcase. Ever since then, Drew has been coming back at the guys to get revenge. This past week on Raw, he defeated Shanky and Veer to have them banned from ringside for this match, while Drew is able to bring his sword Angela to the ring, so he can stab.
Well, that
Jinder
certainly
Mahal.
changes things around. If you can bring your sword to the ring, I don't know why in professional wrestling you wouldn't be allowed to bring your sword. What's the sword's name again?
It's Angela. It's named after his mother, his deceased mother.
Yeah,
it's very special to him. Very special.
I wonder how she died. I wonder if that sword had anything to do with it.
Sweet Jesus.
Well, I don't know. I didn't get the report. I didn't know the poor lady wasn't with us anymore. I think Jinder Mahal might have cut her up with that sword, is what I'm thinking.
Oh my God, that would really bring the heat to this match.
It certainly would.
That's for damn sure.
If we found out he actually killed his mother with that sword, I mean, it's television. It's a storyline. Calm down, everybody. I don't really think he killed her with a sword, but it'd be a great story.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Block Babe Hazelwood. Did he just donate $5 here too?
Oh, we got the
him.
good brother. Bob Hazel.
All my people are the only ones donating. Does any of your fans actually donate any money over here?
Yeah, they do. No, they do on True Hill Heat.
No, sure they do.
And I respect them for that. But I respect anyone who donates for Sports Keto Wrestling. Bob Hazelwood saying the Prince is right. Oh, I guess I don't know. I don't know who he's referring to there. But Drew.
The Prince, well, he's talking about my son, and I think he degraded me from King, which you ask Steve Austin, he'll tell you who the King is.
I was about to say.
I think he just degraded me, knocking me down a notch. But I am right. I ain't happy. What's that donation?
We got Bolin for pesos, donating $9.99. Thank you so much. Saying, why is this guy on your show? He looks like he is wearing a life jacket. Is he going water skiing?
He does realize the Ohio River is 1.8 miles from my door. He does realize I own a boat. He does realize that I pay people to drive my boat. And yes, I'm going skiing. It's 92 degrees today. Yeah, I'm going skiing, you moron. Shocked you know what a peso is. Dumbass.
We appreciate
that. Of course
that
I'm
donation.
going skiing. I got a boat and a life jacket and you don't. So that's why I'm going skiing and you're sitting here paying us money. Dumbass. Go ahead.
We appreciate you.
No, we don't. No, you got a mouse in your pocket. Nobody here appreciates it.
Well, who you got in this one? Are you going for Drew or are you going for Jinder?
Well, Kenny? The two OVW boys. You didn't bother to bring that up. I did not manage either one of these. Liked both of them. Got along very good with both of them. I'm going to say if you're going to make Jinder Mahal an Impact player, it is time because you've gotten Drew about as far as you're going to get him, in my opinion. He just hasn't, for whatever reason, he's got a great look. He just hasn't stepped up to that next echelon, if you ask me. I think even Dutch would agree with me. I'll talk for Dutch being as he isn't here, and being as they're paying me Dutch's salary today, I should talk for him. I'm gonna go with Jinder Mahal. I think if you're gonna do anything with him, this is the time to do it. And it ain't gonna be clean. Whoever was banned from ringside is gonna be involved. Banning him doesn't help. And maybe the sword that he killed his mother with plays a part.
Maybe he could stab him. He could stab him. It's at ringside.
It's perfectly legal. Why not? If you can do it, I would.
Hey,
I'd behead both of them. Just him and the ref. Just get both of them.
This wouldn't be
the first time. You got nobody to count the 3 count if you sever the head of the referees. All right, so let's don't do that. Got to keep the ref around.
Yeah. That's also true. You need the ref.
Pin the head and the torso though, just in case anyone tries to make a big deal out of it. You got a sword. I'm not the one that gave him a sword, so don't be giving me any heat. I'm not the one that made these rules.
We're just going by the rules that were given to us, ladies and gentlemen. But next up, we have to talk about a dream match, Kenny.
Why have you not blocked Kevin yet? He's still trying to act like he's somebody. Just block him. Just go to Facebook and block him. That'll take care of it.
We have to talk about a dream match between the Rated R superstar Edge and the Messiah, Seth Rollins. These two men have been going at it ever since Money in the Bank, when Seth Rollins cost Edge the WWE Universal Championship match against Roman Reigns. The two men have been going back and forth, with Edge saying that Seth is a Edge light, while Seth Rollins saying that everything Edge has accomplished, he has done one better. He came in a popular stable. He's won Money in the Bank and cashed in at WrestleMania, and he's won the Royal Rumble and then won the championship at WrestleMania, while Edge has won twice at the Royal Rumble but never cashed in to win the World Championship. So who do you think wins in this one, this dream match, Edge versus Seth Rollins?
Why are they considering this a dream match?
Because it's two stars from different generations whose careers have kind of paralleled each other. Edge from like the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression era, while Seth has been one of the bigger stars. I would say just under Roman Reigns, probably the biggest star of the past decade has been Seth Rollins, one of the more decorated superstars in the WWE today. So that's why it's considered a dream match of sorts.
I'm going to go with Seth, because I think if you're trying to keep your younger talent relevant, now once again, I'm trying to book from a sensible standpoint. How much longer is Edge going to hang around? Yeah, he looks good. He's got a great angry face. He's got the great crazy eyes. I think he uses the crazy eyes too much. The crazy eyes should only be implemented at an important part of the match, not through the whole damn match. And who cares what the internet says? I've actually been in the business for 32 years. I have developed some of the biggest stars in the world. The internet's wrong. Listen to me and you might actually learn something around here today. Stone Cold Steve Austin mentioned my name. He didn't mention any of yours. Bobby Lashley mentioned my name. He didn't mention any of yours. I'm relevant. You're not. Sit back, listen, and quit typing. You're just acting stupid, some of you. He knows what he's talking about. Look at Eric. He knows what he's talking about. So I, from a booking standpoint, I think you have to, because Seth Rollins has stepped back a little bit. He's not been the main event player that he has been. I don't know the decision for this. Well, maybe you can say, he's not getting over enough. Well, who the hell is other than Roman Reigns? I hear a lot of people say that Roman is the only reason they even watch SmackDown. I've got my favorites. Of course, I love Shinsuke Nakamura. Is he involved in this, by the way?
No, he's not on the show. He did win the Intercontinental Championship last week on SmackDown. I know you were happy about that.
Absolutely. Well, us kings kind of stick together. It's kind of what we do.
Kinsuke and King Bolin. I love it.
Oh, little Joe Rich says if he wants a donut, he'll ask me. Well, yeah, Krispy Kreme's right down the street, and I'm a big deal down at Krispy Kreme Donuts. I've lost 265 pounds, you jackass. How dare you fat shame me on this show? Plus, I can beat your ass, so you just might want to shut up.
We do not accept fat shaming unless it comes with a super chat. That's the only way we.
Yeah. You got to super chat to fat shame.
You got to.
There's lots of people in here. I'm sure will pay $5 to tell me I'm fat.
Exactly. We can't.
He ain't even got a profile picture. Look at me.
Oh, man.
I'm a gorgeous human being.
I don't know if he has $1 to super chat, so unfortunately we're not going to highlight. But Romeo from True Hill, he appreciates your humble brag.
Well, we appreciate that.
I'm going to have to disagree with you though, Kenny.
Well,
I think
you disagreed all day, and you're just going to look like a fool when we do the post show. But that's all right.
It's fine.
You do realize I had a perfect score the last time we did this. I went undefeated. Everything I called went exactly the way I said.
Hey, I'll give it to you. You did, but I only got one wrong. I only got one wrong.
Well, but that's one more than I got wrong.
That was only because I couldn't go with Big E because everybody else was going with Big E.
Well, yeah.
But I'm going to go with Edge to win this one. I think it's going to be very similar to Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, one of my favorite SummerSlam matches of all time. SummerSlam 2002.
But I think they're both close to the same age, though, right?
But I'm talking about the same age? I'm talking about the finish. I'm talking about we're going to see Edge get the victory, but with a roll up, not with like the spear or anything. He's going to get a roll up victory for the win, and then after the match, Seth is going to get his heat back. He's going to attack Edge, and he's going to do what he should have done 7 years ago, which is stomp Edge's head into a steel chair. That was where the whole catalyst of this feud started, and I feel like the post-match we're going to see Seth do that to write Edge off for a couple of months, so when Edge comes back they can continue their feud, and then Seth Rollins can get his big win and win the rivalry altogether to get the heat. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, did somebody send you the script? I mean, that's a lot of details there. Have you got an advanced copy? You do know sometimes they change that up.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, Kenny.
A lot of times they put the script out for the marks, and then the marks read it and believe it. And that's kind of what dirt sheets are. And then you flip it, and then you just make them all look like fools.
I don't say it very often in here on Sportskeeda Wrestling, but I'll tell you, Kenny, because I haven't told you before. My wife works at WWE headquarters. That's all I'll say. I won't say anything else.
You're married to Vince McMahon's ex-wife?
No, not his ex-wife.
I didn't know that.
I said she works at headquarters. I didn't say her last name was a McMahon, but she is related to a famous professional wrestler who did have ties to the management in WWE. That's all I'll say.
Well, you may as well just say her name.
Well, her last name's Morella. Do you know what that is for?
Ooh, yeah. Joey Morella, yeah.
No, of course not. Gorilla Monsoon. My God. How dare you?
Oh, Lord.
We got for the...
I saw another donation go up.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. See, all we ask is for some fat shaming and you can donate. See, we got Bolin's Crown Polish saying that crown has a lot of rust and you would need a case to make it shine again. I guess this is towards you, Kenny.
We should not let the mentally ill participate on the show. My crown's rusty. I got news for you, son. I got pictures all over the internet of my beautiful crown, which, by the way, Jerry the King Lawler himself gave me. You heard of passing the torch? Well, he passed the crown. I possess that now. I am the king of wrestling managers. I never claimed to be the king of wrestling, but then again, if you check the record books, I beat Jerry the King Lawler in the only match we ever had. I beat John Cena in the only match we ever had. I beat NWA champion Rob Conway in the only match we ever had. I beat Rico Constantino in the only match we ever had. I beat The Big Show in the only match we ever had. And I beat Mark Henry in the only match we ever had. What have you done? Absolutely nothing, to quote Edwin Starr. Thank you. Now look up who Edwin Starr is. And if you claim you never heard of me, which I saw one of you post, Google it, bitch. Google it.
Shots fired. And if you want to respond,
shots received.
If you want to respond to Kenny Bolin's great promo there, all you got to do is send in the super chat. And if you're watching this
super chat, you broke ass bitch, why don't you get a bank account?
If you're watching,
rustle up $1, cash in a couple of Coke bottles or beer bottles, whatever you got. You're obviously doing drunken tweets.
If you're watching,
I normally block
right
idiots like that. Get some money and get a job. Oh, PG. Sorry, I thought BITCH was PG. I'm sorry. I haven't used the F word the whole show, but I can go there.
If you're watching us right now, you just joined us. Drop a thumbs up on this video. Share this video.
You know when you do Raiju's name in speech to text, it says Ride You. So appropriate.
Jesus Christ, this is off the rails. I love it. We got for the United States Championship, it's going to be Sheamus defending his title against Damian Priest. It was a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw that Damian Priest defended, had a championship contenders match against Sheamus and defeated him, which sets up this matchup. Damian Priest has been playing mind games with Sheamus, using the bro kick to get in his head. And this is the blow off. So who walks out with the United States Championship, Damian Priest or Sheamus?
I'll be in the bathroom during this time. Not because I have to go to the bathroom. It'll just take me away from the television where I don't have to see this match. Not because of Damian Priest. It's just Sheamus has done absolutely nothing for me. It might be the nicest guy in the world. He might pull $50 out of his pocket and help the homeless. I don't know, but he does nothing for me in a wrestling ring. I hate the promos. I hate the look. He's Triple H's buddy, and let's face it. If he wasn't Triple H's buddy, there's a lot of matches he wouldn't have got. Let's be honest about it while we're in here. If we're going to be honest, and so I'll be rooting for Priest. I might not see the match. I might let you handle that one on the review show, or Dutch if he gets out of the shuffleboard tournament in time. If he wins, he might not be there tonight because Dutch will be there. If they keep winning the shuffleboard tournament, Dutch will have to blow off tonight too. So don't be counting on Dutch to show up tonight. He's pretty good at shuffleboard. I've seen him.
Oh, boy.
Seen the video on YouTube.
So we're gonna lose Dutch twice in one day.
It could happen. It could, because he's pretty good at shuffleboard. And if he keeps winning, they keep playing. Could be way past midnight. It's hard for those old folks to show up and play shuffleboard that long, but if anybody can do it, it's Dutch Mantel. I got full confidence in it.
I believe in Dutch as well. I think he's going to do good at shuffleboard, but hopefully he does join us later on tonight. I'm going to agree with you here. I think that Damian Priest gets the victory and becomes the new United States champion. I don't agree with the whole Sheamus. I do feel like Sheamus, as far as a star-wise.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't think he sucks. I don't think he sucks. He's a good in-ring worker. He's put on probably the best matches on Monday Night Raw over the last couple of months. But as far as like certainly, yes. But as far as like star making and promos, I do agree with you there that he's never had anything that really jumps out to me as a main event talent. He's just a good hand in a lot of ways.
He's a good hand. Well, it takes a roster, and I will give you he's a good hand. But he's been putting in a lot of matches he didn't belong in. The fans will tell you that. Anybody that knows anything about wrestling can tell you that. I can assure you, out of all the marks that we have in here today, none of them have managed 54 wrestlers and put them into the WWE. It just proves how stupid some of these people are to claim that they've never heard of me. All you got to do is just do a little history, do a little research, and see who placed Dolph Ziggler into the WWE. Batista, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Rico Constantino, the list goes on and on. A few of the females. It just proves how stupid you are. It just proves how uneducated you are. You're just making yourself look like a fool.
Look at this.
There's only a couple of you in here.
Eric ran down all the talents you've managed.
Well, not all the talents, because that would take all day. But there we go.
He doesn't have enough characters.
Yeah, he had
says
to say
manage,
etc. because you can't type all 54 in here. It just won't
manage John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Rico, Mike Mondo, Carlito, Rene Dupree,
Bull Buchanan was the first one I ever sent to the WWE.
Big Guido, Mark Henry, Rob Conway, Nick
Beat a lot of these people, by the way.
Sean O'Hare,
the late great Sean O'Hare, the late great Lance Cade,
Mark Jindrak, The Miz, Snitsky, etc.
Shad Gaspard, do we see his name in there?
The late great Chad Gaspard.
Three of my guys have already, 3 or 4 of my guys have already passed. Very sad because people have been predicting my death since I was 39 years old. Check this tweet out, Sid and Ken. Well, where's the tweet?
Yeah. And we got Sportskeeda Wrestling saying, Sid, check your Twitter. Something for you and Kenny. They're trying to give me extra work during live. But you know what?
We're doing a show here. Don't you see? I'm getting triple pay today.
But Kenny, remember I said I'm good at this. All
right. Well,
this is what they wanted me to see.
Look at that. Right down there. Look at the boobs on me, man. I'm looking good. Apparently the police were chasing me and they crashed both of their boats together. I bet Sheriff Wydat was in that boat. He's a local sheriff here in Louisville. Can't drive a boat, can't drive a police car. And look how good I look, man. That's great. I think that's an actual real picture. I don't even think that's photoshopped. Yeah, because I got some sexy boobs, man. I look good.
You got some sexy boobs?
Well, they got me on a jet. Now, I have a jet ski. I didn't even know anyone took that picture. I just brag about my boat all the time. But, yeah, I got a couple of jet skis. I take my buddies down there. But, yeah, I think that's an actual picture. Yeah, it's pretty good.
See, we even got Kevin saying.
Yeah, I'll confirm it. That's me.
You're looking good, and you're still talking. See?
God dang right I'm still talking. That's what they pay me to do here, son. They pay you to sit back on your $25 couch and listen to me is what they do. That's why I'm back here. That's why I'm on multiple shows. That's why the big stars mention my name. And that's why nobody knows who you are, not me. They all know who I am. All right, let's keep going with these idiots.
Yes, we got to keep going. We both.
Well, we don't have to. We can end it now if you want to. I mean, we just got idiots in here anyway.
We both went for Damian Priest there, so we got to talk about the Raw Women's Championship is going to be on the line, as it's going to be Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair versus the champion Nikki A.S.H. At Money in the Bank last month, it was Charlotte Flair that defeated Rhea Ripley in a really great matchup to win her 11th Women's Championship on the main roster. The following night, they had a rematch where Charlotte got herself disqualified, but Rhea Ripley got revenge with a riptide on the floor. She brought her back into the ring, and that was when Nikki A.S.H., who won the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase, cashed in the following night on Charlotte Flair and pinned her.
Let me guess. A.S.H. stands for a superhero. Am I correct?
No, almost a superhero.
Almost a super. Oh, I was close. I was in the ballpark.
Yes, you were. You were close.
Yeah, I think I expressed my disdain for this gimmick not long ago. There's apparently some people in the office like it. Are you familiar with the backstage chatter going on about Charlotte Flair? I'm sure you are. You probably read all the dirt sheets and everything, right?
I do read all the dirt sheets from my Uncle Dave to my good friend Sean Ross Sapp. I do read it all, and Charlotte Flair was a no-show at the house shows last weekend because she was in Mexico at Triple Mania with her.
Apparently they wouldn't let her walk out and do the entrance on a show that really has nothing to do with WWE. They just
Flair's not a part of WWE anymore. He requested his release and it was granted.
Yeah. Well, which he probably should have done if he wanted to do things they didn't want him to do. Now, I wouldn't have him taking bumps either. I'm not going to have any 70-something-year-old guys who have been hospitalized recently, near death recently. No, I'm not putting them in the ring and I'm going to take the heat for that either. So I don't blame WWE for not wanting him to do that. I think it's great to have him stand at ringside and manage his daughter, do some promos from time to time. So, but if he's got somebody that'll let him do that and wants to take responsibility for it, then so be it. Apparently Charlotte's not real happy because her man is, I believe, in AEW. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's in AEW and he worked the AAA event over the weekend. So being as she no-showed the house shows, what are the chances that you think she shows up for this? I think she's gonna. I think she's gonna show up. Well, the thing is with that whole thing with her no show, she didn't really no show because she let them know months ago that she was going to be in Mexico for Triple Mania. WWE just still promoted her for the house show in Charlotte, North Carolina, because it's Charlotte, North Carolina. It's our hometown. So they advertised it to get people to go to see Charlotte Flair. And then in the last minute, they was like, no, she's not going to be here.
Okay. I don't think Charlotte wins because they're not going to give her anything going out the door. She desperately wants to go out the door very badly. If she really wants to show us what a player she is, I would just no-show, sit out 90 days, rest up a little bit, and then show up somewhere else is what I would do. I would respect her more if she did that. I would no-show this thing is what I would do. But, you know, I don't know how much she's getting paid to show up for this match. I mean, it's a contractual agreement. Ric Flair used to sit home all the time and collect checks. I remember Jimmy Cornette was telling me he was at Ric Flair's house one day and he looked on Ric's coffee table. He said there had to have been 15 checks on his coffee table from WCW where he did not even cash the damn checks. He was just sitting at home in protest or whatever he didn't like at WCW. And he said there had to have been 15 checks on the coffee table Flair didn't cash. He'd probably like to have those checks right now. I don't know if he ever cashed them or not. But no, they're not going to give it to her. I got no use for the superhero gimmick. And I know Cornette loves Rhea Ripley. He likes her way more than I do. But out of process of elimination, I'll go with Rhea.
I am going to go with Nikki A.S.H.
I knew you
because,
were.
Because they booked her like crap. She's lost to both Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, which means at the pay-per-view, she's going to win. That's how WWE books these things, ladies and gentlemen.
And if you play that into it, then you might be right.
You didn't let me finish with the whole story of this match. You got to give me.
They pay me to make sure you don't. They pay me to make sure you don't finish anything. They pay me to save this show. That's what I do.
We got a super chat here, $4.99 super chat. Thank you. The wheelchair wheels of Bolin's wheelchair saying puff, buy 3 wheels and get the 4th wheel free. Hey. Time is limited. Act now. Time is limited. Medicare applicants accepted.
Wow. That's a pretty good deal. I'd jump all over that. And plus that Mark just donated another $5 to try and take a shot at me. See, people are stupid. They don't realize that every one of these people that do this, it's an extra view for this show. It's more money. It's more revenue for the show. People are stupid. And we'll sit here and just do this all day. So why don't you idiots, you uneducated morons, keep making your fake accounts, keep dedicating your shit to me because it proves I'm smarter than you. That's all it proves. You're dumbasses. So keep them coming. Keep it coming, love. Keep it coming, love. Don't stop it now. Don't stop. There you go. Moron.
It proves how over Kenny Bolin is.
Exactly. What a moron.
We got DJ.
What are you doing? I'm going to check my PayPal. If I don't have about $4,000 in there right now, we got $3,666. We're a little short in PayPal right now. Let's pick it up a notch.
We got maybe DJ Eric. DJ Eric saying Kenny Bolin has managed BS members to 37 championship wins.
Well, I didn't even know that. I knew I had sent 54 to the WWE, but I never even tracked how many championships. You know why? Because the promoter determined how many championships we had. When I was at Oldham County High School and I was a championship wrestler, I was 212-0. I could beat any ass in Oldham, Jefferson, Henry, Trimble, or Shelby County. I did it many times. I was a great amateur wrestler. I know how many I won. You know why? Because they were real. But when a promoter's telling me when I can win and lose, I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I don't give a dang. Sorry, Raiju.
We got the Sportskeeda Wrestling on YouTube saying Rick Ucchino is in Vegas gambling what he's supposed to PayPal Kenny.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. This is about the second time I've been. You remember when Raiju had that big party in Bombay, India, and him and Dutch were spending my money, the $1,000 that we raised on his show. This is the second time I've been screwed by somebody from Sportskeeda, and it's starting to get old. It's starting to get a little old.
Starting to piss him off here, ladies and gentlemen. But you're going for Rhea Ripley. I'm going for Nikki A.S.H. in the Raw Women's Championship matchup. Let's move on to the Raw Tag Team Championships, as it's going to be another person from.
I can whip any 6-year-old in the country, just to make that clear. I can beat any 6-year-old in the country. Go ahead.
We have another OVW alum, Randy Orton, is going to be teaming with Riddle. RK-Bro reunited versus AJ Styles and and Omos. AJ Styles and Omos have been the tag team champions since WrestleMania.
Did you say that Styles and Omos have almost been the tag team champions? Did you actually say that?
No, they have been the tag team champions.
They almost were the champions. They sure were.
Since WrestleMania, when they beat the New Day. After WrestleMania, it was when RK-Bro started to come together. Over the last few weeks since Randy Orton returned, he dropped Riddle with an RKO 2 weeks ago, but this week Riddle decided to save Randy Orton from a beatdown from AJ Styles and Omos, and it's led to RK-Bro reuniting, and it feels so good. Who do you think wins this one? AJ Styles and Omos or RK-Bro?
Oh God! How much of the WWE fans getting into this Riddle guy?
He's very popular.
Is he very popular? And yes. And Randy, I of course dealt with him at OVW. I never got to beat Randy Orton. I hit him in the head with I dressed up as a woman once, and for you people out there that love me so much, I make one sexy woman. Trust me. I had a contest on Twitter once to where me and one of my ex-friend's wife, we posted both of our pictures as a female, and 66% of men and women said they'd rather kiss me. I do make one sexy woman. And I hit Randy in the back of the head with a purse that had a brick in it, and I also hit him in the back of the head with my briefcase. But he lived through both of them. Never got to beat him, though. Never got to pin him 1, 2, 3 like I did so many other WWE stars. I don't like Riddle. I ain't got no use for him. Doesn't sell me any tickets. Plus, I don't like people that don't wear shoes. Fungus and bacteria. No, you ain't kicking me with your bare foot. I'm gonna just for the sake of keeping my undefeated streak going, I'm going to take Omos. I think they're almost going to win this match. Is what I think they're going to have. Omos. I'm going to go with AJ and Omos.
Victor and Dash agrees with you. AJ and Omos retains.
Well, that proves he's one of the few smart ones in here today. If he's agreeing with me,
I'm gonna have to disagree once again.
Oh, Jesus. You're gonna look like such a fool when us post show. Yeah, you better start mixing in a couple of good picks.
I'm going with RK-Bro. They've been the best thing on Monday Night Raw.
I know.
Yes, I know that's a low bar. That's a low bar.
I know. Well, plus you got connections in the office, so I might be made a fool out of because you got all the connections in the office. You've seen the script, so I might just be setting myself up here, trying to book with common sense instead of just some comic book writer in the office.
What are you talking about? Would be cool. This makes sense. RK-Bro, their whole story has to culminate with them.
Makes sense all day. My eyes.
It has to culminate with them winning the Raw Tag Team titles. AJ Styles and Omos have had a good run with the titles. They've been good champions, but it's time for RK-Bro to get the run that they deserve, being the most entertaining thing on Monday Night Raw.
Wow, the most entertaining on Monday Night Raw is a guy named Riddle who is barefoot. And how old's Randy now? But Randy's a solid worker. Me and Randy have had our differences over the years. I think we get along pretty good now because he bitch slapped a WWE wrestler that I didn't think it was a guy. But he bitch slapped him in a foreign country, and we thanked him for it. And he's all, Kenny, me and you are cool. So, but Randy and I in his younger days had our differences, but I guess we're cool now. He doesn't come to the house though, so I'll invite him. Maybe he'll come over.
There you go.
Let's see here. Where was I going with this? I'm old. I can't keep up.
We got Sanaya with a $4.99 super chat donation.
You guys are just making a boatload of money, but she's well, I don't know if that's a he or she. I don't recognize the name, but we're packing in some bucks over here. I'm under $4,000 in PayPal. I thought I'd make about $4,000 here today after being mentioned a Broken Skull mentionee. That's normally worth big money. But we're under $4,000 right now, so we got to pick it up.
It should. We only got 2 more matches to go, people. So send in those super chats.
Well, if you wouldn't talk so much, we could get it done. So let's go ahead and get to it.
I'm letting you talk. You're the star here. You're just
yapping away. People complaining. Everybody complaining about how much you're talking today. So
next up, we got for the SmackDown.
I'll be tuned in for this one.
SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line. It is a rematch from WrestleMania 37, the main event of Night 1. Bianca Belair defends the SmackDown Women's Championship against Sasha Banks. These two women, like I said, battled at WrestleMania 37 in one of the best matches of the weekend with Bianca Belair defeating Sasha Banks for the championship. Sasha Banks returned just a few weeks back. She seemed like she was on Bianca's side. They won a tag team match against Carmelo and Zelina Vega, and then Sasha Banks told Bianca don't trust the boss and turned on her, laying her out with the bank statement. To last week on SmackDown and the contract signing, she used Carmella and Zelina Vega to get the advantage on Bianca and once again put her in the bank statement, this time using Bianca's braid, which she says kept her out of action for 4 months. So she's using it against her. Who wins this rematch from WrestleMania, Bianca or Sasha, Kenny?
Two of my favorite females, that are not Asuka or Kairi Sane, who apparently married someone other than me. Really highly disappointing. I thought I had that one in the bag. Thought I had it in the bag. We tweeted back and forth with each other. I thought once a hot WWE star tweets me, that's pretty much a done deal, but apparently not. Apparently not. She cheated on me is what she did. Went out and married someone else. Wow, that's actually a tough pick. I love Bianca. I think she should very soon be the face of the women's division if she's not already. Sasha, I love, a great entertainer, great look. God, that's actually a tough one for me to pick. But being as Bianca got her at Mania, I just don't know how much heat Sasha's got because, boys, they kept her off the roster for quite some time. Jake says Bianca retained. This is a tough one. It could honestly go either way and make sense, but just for the sake of being different, I'll take my girl Sasha, even though I think Bianca is going to be the face of the company for the women's division, especially when Charlotte's gone. And Charlotte's going. Trust me, she'll be gone. I got inside information on that. You might want to check with your office wife and get some updates on that.
So you're going with Bianca, you said?
Nope. Gonna go with Sasha just to be different. I couldn't look at Jake. How could I agree with him for crying out loud? At least he's got the guts to have an actual real profile picture. I love these cowards in here that have logos and fake names and no they won't attach their name to anything. So at least these guys do that. Wasn't that match pulled from SummerSlam?
No, it wasn't.
I wouldn't know.
This was due to basically the reports being that Bianca and Sasha were pulled from the weekend's house shows due to unforeseen circumstances. But PW Insider,
they were foreseen.
Probably. PW Insiders reported that both ladies are cleared and this match is good to go for SummerSlam, so it will be happening. We got another super chat here from Sanaya saying,
"It's good." Well, that's not a super chat; that's a book. Read that to me. That's a lot of words, all capitalized though. Make it nice and easy to read.
Exactly. Should I yell it? It's being
yell it. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's being rumored that Fiend will return during Alexa versus Eva and show his next scary look, and people are saying that his release was a lie, and also they released Bray Wyatt and not the Fiend. Let's think.
I'm the one that said that. They're now posting what I said on the show. Remember me saying that they probably just released Bray Wyatt. The Fiend's fine. They kept him under contract. Bray Wyatt was dragging the company down. They had to get rid of him. And they kept the Fiend. They're just posting what I've already said. My God. All right. Well, thank you for the $10. Appreciate it. Good God.
They're listening to you. They're reiterating.
Yeah, well, we appreciate those that listen. Of course, no profile picture, of course. I don't know if that's male, female, or indifferent. I have no idea.
Indifferent.
I like to know who I'm talking to. I like to know who I'm insulting.
They're ambiguous. Ambiguous, I think it's the word.
Like a JDE. No badge. Do they have badges over here? You know how everybody on my show, they got to have a badge or we boot them out. You do know that, right? Make them get a badge.
Hey, we'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Well, I'll work on it with you. I got this thing under control. I'm taking the network over, son. I'll be on every show today.
I'm going to agree with Kenny on this one. I think that Sasha Banks is going to retain is going to regain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yeah. I think that,
regain and retain are two different words. So let me help you with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I corrected myself.
They're pretty similar, though. They're pretty similar.
Yeah, I corrected myself.
You did.
Regains the SmackDown Women's Championship because, the reports are saying that Becky Lynch is going to come to the SmackDown roster. So it only makes sense.
That on the last show, too, and I told y'all what's not going to happen. Remember that?
They did. I was
right again. I get tired of being right. I can't wait to be wrong one of these days. I want to see how it feels.
But I think that you need a strong heel in the championship position if Becky Lynch is going to come back to SmackDown. And although Bianca versus Becky would be a headline matchup, I think that you can have Bianca chase the championship with Sasha Banks. It sets up a third match between the two ladies.
Absolutely.
And you can due time with that feud there until Becky Lynch comes in. But Sasha Banks is just so good. She's a mainstream star now that she's been on The Mandalorian. So putting the title on her would be a smart move.
You know what? I watched every episode of The Mandalorian and I didn't know she was on it. I guess she had a hood on or a mask or something.
She had like a hood.
Why would you put a mask on that face? Why would you cover that body up? She should have been on there straight out of the WWE through some time portal and bring her on as herself, and the ratings would have been even higher. Why would you cover that up? That would be like me wearing a mask, for crying out loud. I'm the hottest 61-year-old man, 61 and a half if we want to get technical. Remember in grade school? Remember when grade school when we did that half a year? I'm 61 and a half. Without a doubt, the best looking hair of any man in the country of my age, the best looking face of any man in the country of my age. And it's why would you ever put a mask on me? And they should have done that with Sasha. Just put her on her, put her in her outfit. Just explain it in the writing.
Go all the way with it.
Go all the way. Speaking of going all the way, if either Bianca or Sasha would like a date with the king, if they're ever in Louisville, would like a dinner date with me, I'll date them both at the same time. I'm that virile at age 61 and a half.
Who could say no to this? Who could say no to this?
I think they might be a little jealous of how hot I look, to be honest with you. I do have those boots. I still got those boots.
Yeah, those boots are not made for walking.
Not made for walking. They're made for skiing, son. They're made for jet skiing.
And then finally, Kenny, we have to talk about one of your old colleagues. You're the one of the guys, the most famous guy you've ever managed.
I've heard about him. Yeah, I've heard about him.
John Cena.
Look at those eyes. He looks like a movie star or something. Isn't he in like 4 movies right now, according to Roman Reigns? I don't know what all 4 of them are, but I'll be happy to go to an AMC theater, which I'm heavily invested in, by the way. I'll go down and check old John out in 4 of his movies. Maybe he'll send me some of that $40 million a year he makes. That'd be nice.
The star of the #1 movie in America, Suicide Squad, John Cena will get a shot at the WWE Universal Championship of Roman Reigns. He will go for number 17 against the Tribal Chief, against the head of the table. It was back at Money in the Bank. John Cena returned following Roman Reigns' victory over Edge. From there, he challenged Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns wasn't interested. It seemed like we were going to get Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor until Baron Corbin took that shot away from Finn Balor. It looked like Baron Corbin was going to sign the contract. Then John Cena came in, attacked Baron Corbin, put his name on the dotted line. This past week on SmackDown, we had the first face-to-face between Roman and John Cena.
What a promo. Even I was taken in by it, and it's hard to take me, being the king of promos, by the way. It's hard to impress me. Even John Cena, but that was a promo. You know why? Because both of them made you think, you know what, there's a lot of real in this, and Cena just buried his ass through the entire thing. Roman did a good job hanging in there. It was one of the better promos that I have seen, to where you tried to sell, if we were actually still trying to sell tickets these days, or sell a pay-per-view, if you're still paying your $64.95 to watch the event. Cena made me almost want to reach in my pocket, and I don't do that very often, to pay to see that match, but number one, let's face it, I love Cena. He's the biggest star that I ever created. He all the time is talking about how he owes his entire career to me and everything I've done for him. All right, well, that's what I tell everybody, he says. But it would make absolutely no sense for him to win this match unless he's coming back full time, and that ain't happening. But it should be a very entertaining match, and I for one actually look forward to seeing it. Good to see my old buddy back. Does follow me on Twitter, by the way. Hasn't mentioned me on Steve Austin's show yet. Maybe that's coming.
Maybe he'll do the Austin
a 2-time Broken Skull mentionee. That would be something right there. Have you been mentioned on the Broken Skull yet, by the way, Sid?
Not yet. Not as of yet.
I know none of these dipheads in here have been mentioned on there. So anyway, if you haven't heard of me, just tune into the Broken Skull. You'll hear about me then. Look at the smile on Bobby Lashley's face, who's about to retain his title, by the way.
And who are you going with in this one, Cena or Reigns?
Well, I just told you it would make absolutely positively no sense to have Cena win. So as much as I love him, and of course he's going to look good during the match, Roman will emerge victorious.
And I'm gonna have to agree with you there.
Unless one of these briefcase guys, you do know who made the briefcase famous too. That came straight out of Dave Lagana's mouth. That he wanted the briefcase. Well, they couldn't sign me. They didn't have enough money to sign me. So they come up with their own briefcase and screwed me out of the deal. And then you can check the history books. I had my briefcase long before they had one. So they just stole my briefcase. But do you think possibly Cena could win and then somebody come out and beat Cena for the title right there?
Well, as we said before, Ric Flair just got released from WWE. John Cena and Ric Flair are tied for 16 world championships. In the history books, you always know WWE likes to erase certain names.
Put a little black line. Well, all right, I'll buy that. They might do that, and then have Cena lose quickly to somebody that they want to keep elevated. That's going to be on the shows every week. You can't have Cena keeping the title long because he's not going to be on the shows every week. They called it the Summer of Cena for a reason. It's not because he's going to be hanging around for the fall, winter, and spring. So there is a possibility to that. We got a couple of donations we missed, though. Let's make sure we get those.
We got a $4.99 super chat from Fabio's.
That's one of Joe Pesci's people.
Pizza of Cleveland, Ohio. Please, no more orders from Bolin Services. No more cold food, and apologize for forgetting your order and the cold food, Mike.
Well, his name is Joe Pesci. No one calls him Mike, so he screwed that up already. As a matter of fact, if you want to kiss up to somebody, why don't you send some of that Cleveland pizza down here to me? Figure out a way to get it here hot. It's only a 5-6 hour drive. Why don't you deliver it personally? And I'll be waiting for you at my door. What time is it now? I'll see you at 6:15. That gives you plenty of time to get here. Keep it hot. Don't piss
Keep it hot and heavy. We got Joe with a $5 super chat donation saying, yes, I know about Bolin, but I wanted to post to say I've been looming around, but this is my first time I caught a live stream. Much respect, fellas.
Well, thank you, JDE. And what a lovely logo. If you're not going to post a beautiful, and the men don't want to post it. Who wants to go against? Look at us. Who wants to post a picture and go against me and you and be the third best looking guy on here when there's only 3? I mean, you can't,
This is true. You got me beat. You edge me out. You lost 260.
If you factor in age and weight and health conditions but then, if you factor all of it in,
But you lost 260 pounds. I've never lost 260 pounds, to be fair.
If you did, you'd be invisible.
Yeah, that's also true. We got Tanaya with a $5 super chat donation saying, let's see if Fiend will interfere with Roman versus Cena and cost Cena the match, therefore a face-off between Roman and the Fiend.
Well, we have some interesting scenarios there. Boy, we're raking in a lot of money here today. Do you normally rake in this much money when I'm not here on this particular show?
See, I like that you said this particular show.
This particular show.
You keep giving me layups to promote True Hill Heat, which
I certainly do.
Lennox,
when you know how
Lennox
to work,
Coleman.
that's what happens. There's a lot of people don't know how to work. I point them out on my show all the time. They think they know how to work, but they don't. You and I know how to work. Me and Dutch know how to work. Now, El Cheapo, he ain't got no clue how to work. That's why he's not here. That's why he's out in Vegas, probably buying a stripper or something. Can you say that on a PG show? I think so. It might be up to no good. His wife should be making a phone call out there and seeing where he's at right now. I suspect some naughty play going on in Vegas. What happens in Vegas comes back to Cincinnati, buddy. So you better be careful.
Be careful. And we got some.
I got no loyalty to anybody here.
Sportskeeter, yes. Subscribe to our audio podcast. You can listen to our glorious voices as well as seeing our faces right here on YouTube. I think we're in agreement. Roman Reigns wins the main event over John Cena and walks out with the WWE Universal Championship. But I think that overall, this will be a great show and probably one of the best shows of the year from WWE.
Oh, I can't mention strippers? All right, I won't mention strippers anymore.
Do not mention strippers.
No, not me. I won't mention that I think that El Cheapo is out. No, won't even mention it. I'm above that. I'm a better guy than that.
Ixnay on the stripper.
No.
Yes, but thank you, everyone, for... Thank you, everyone, for joining us live here for the WWE.
Well, not everyone. Let's not thank everyone. We had some real rude people in here today that tried to say some bad things about me and almost hurt my feelings if I had any.
We did. But you guys can call us out on all of our predictions because me, Kenny, will be joining Kevin Cullum following Saturday night's SummerSlam event. Kevin Cullum.
You really think he's going to show up?
I mean, if he doesn't, it's me and you.
This is the no-show show. I'll be getting his. We'll be getting his money.
Look at you. You say Kevin's name, and he shall appear.
Well, I'll be back. Oh my god! Oh my!
You have summoned me, Kenny.
Apparently, I have.
Star Maker Kenny Bolin is on fire today. There's a lot of people losing their minds about this. Very entertaining show.
Nobody with any intelligence is losing their mind over me. I wouldn't worry about them any whatsoever.
But loved your take. Love your very knowledge take on everything here with SummerSlam. I agree with you guys. It's going to be an exciting show. Want to remind everyone about the special coverage we have going on, covering everything in SummerSlam. We do have Rick Cacino. We do have Jose on Boots on the Ground in Las Vegas. Interviews up now on the channel with Drew McIntyre, Samoa Joe, the Raw Women's Champion Nikki A.S.H, and more to come. We'll be talking to some WWE legends today as well. All of this coming exclusively from Las Vegas. Maybe even some of those guys you mentioned in the main event Saturday night. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to be boots on the ground tonight at the United Center for the opposition, the Ops. I'll be covering the Ops, AEW, and the expected arrival of this guy named CM Punk. Kenny, you may be aware of him. You may be aware of him.
Very aware of him. We had some interactions down at the OV of W for quite some time.
What do you think here of this move by CM Punk coming in here before we sign off? I know we covered SummerSlam, but we can talk about the AEW if we can.
Well, I did tell everybody the last time I was on this beautiful network that when they thought that Daniel Bryan and him were going to be showing up at the same time, I said no, that's not going to happen. He wants his own day, his own parade, his own entrance, his own glorification of him showing up somewhere. So is today supposed to be the announcement tomorrow?
AEW Rampage, the first dance tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time on TNT. Yes, it's supposed to be the announcement
in his hometown. Well, that would add up
in the United Center of Chicago, Illinois.
20,000 people.
What do you think's making him come back after all this long of an absence, and why? Why do you think? What's your opinion?
A lot of different factors. I mean, this is a guy who's.
I hear he saved his money well, so I doubt he's broke.
Also, he made a lot of money. He was a very successful guy in WWE. He sold a lot of merchandise too, and also I don't think he's a guy who everyone's always just doing. No, I don't think he's a guy who needs to come back and do this financially.
Yeah, I never managed him, so I didn't get my 38%.
You didn't get your cut. You didn't get your cut of it.
I didn't get my cut.
Yeah, you wish you would have got a sweet part of that. I mean,
38% of that would be all right.
Yeah. All indications that he's coming back. I mean, he's had some successful acting stuff. He did some films. He's in this new show with Heels. He has a role on that he's very passionate about. There's other acting things he wants to do. He's been involved in comic books with Marvel, and he did some fighting in the UFC. It wasn't successful, but he did it. You know,
I predicted he wasn't going to be successful with fighting because I've seen him up close and personal. I predicted he wasn't going to be successful in the MMA stuff, and I also predicted that if Tommy the Green Ranger had actually gotten a squared circle with him, or the rectangle, or the octagon, or the pentagon, he would have beat the living dog crap out of him. Jimmy Cornette argued with me. There's a podcast about it. Jimmy Cornette argued with me. He says, well, Kenny, the Green Ranger's never been in a real fight in his life. I said, well, neither CM Punk. So stop it. Tommy the Green Ranger was 4-0.
I'm just laughing at the idea of someone from the Power Rangers fighting in front of him.
Well, he would have
it's just such a ridiculous idea.
He would have beat his anal orifice, being as they don't let me talk the way I do on my podcast. Tommy the Green Ranger would have beat his anal orifice had that match happened. Mark my words. Tommy the Green Ranger is a hell of a fighter.
Let me ask you this, Kenny, your knowledge of the business, working with, coming up with so many guys.
I've worked with everybody.
Mega stars. Is CM Punk a needle mover? You had Roman Reigns. This made the waves yesterday. He was speaking to Ariel Helwani, BT Sport. I covered this yesterday as well. There were some fans who were kind of upset about this because, Roman Reigns is the top guy in the business right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
He says,
and remember, he had X-Pac heat not too long ago.
He did. He got some heat yesterday, too. He got some heat yesterday. He basically said,
I'm talking X-Pac heat. That's a whole different level of heat.
Exactly.
Kenny, Roman Reigns in this interview said, he was talking about who moves the needle, who are the biggest players in the business.
I'm glad you said that, because me and my son were talking about needle moving, and you just quoted exactly what me and my son were talking about yesterday. Continue.
Roman Reigns, he basically name dropped CM Punk, saying that guys like CM Punk, they're not needle movers. They're not as over as Cena or The Rock. And it wasn't like he went into depth on just Punk, but he name dropped him. It was clear what category he put him in,
right?
And people lost their minds about it. Is CM Punk going to be a needle mover for AEW?
Slightly. Me and my son agree on this. My son is a student of the game. He's probably a bigger historian than I am and really studies the business. I don't care. I want to entertain. I just want to show up. What do you want me to do? Let me go out and do it, and then I'm going home. Yeah. I never cared that much. I didn't want to book a host show. I didn't want to book other people's matches. If they'd asked me for advice, so be it. If they didn't, I'm fine with that too. I say he will move the needle slightly. I remember making a prediction when Hulk Hogan showed up at TNA. I said they are never going to crack 2 million views. And I said after 30 days of Hogan's Act, once they see it, I said that's going to be, and I think it peaked at 1.6 or 1.7 million. It never did. It never got to people, as you say, lost their mind. Oh, Bolin, you're an idiot. You don't know. Hogan's the biggest name in the business. He's the biggest draw. I said, well, Raw has had shows that they've had what, 7, 8, 9 million views? No. And this was back during that time. Mm-hmm. And then he shows up at TNA, I think 1.63 or something like that is the biggest rating that they had. And so, no, he will move the needle a little bit. You got your smart marks out there that think they know everything, and they're going to be tuning in, and there'll be a few people that were entertained by Punk. And I'm not trying to crap all over Punk. No. He's just not going to move that needle that much. And if I'm wrong, I'll come on this very show. Sure. I'll even show up at LU Cheapo's show, and I'll admit that I was wrong because I'm a man of my word and I do what I say. I'm not like Dutch Mantel and no shows. I show up when I'm booked.
Throwing those jabs.
He's playing shuffleboard. Don't let him fool you. He's in a shuffleboard tournament right now. We'll be lucky to see him tonight.
I will say one thing because it's funny that Roman Reigns said
the Big E interview. Raiju's about to lose his mind. He wants you to plug the Big E interview.
I will say one thing that
Roman Reigns, donation, Raiju.
Roman Reigns saying that someone
donate. Someone make everyone else donate. He's got the money. He stole enough from me. He can donate.
Roman Reigns calling someone not a needle mover is hilarious because Roman Reigns isn't a needle mover. Roman Reigns is the top guy for declining ratings. So
who better qualified than a non-needle mover to call out another non-needle mover? If
you got me there. Qualified. You got me there. You got me there.
Certainly did.
We got another super chat from Sadaya.
Did she donate for Raiju? Because I want Raiju to put some money in here. Getting sick of this.
Saying also Paul Bruno could confront the winner of the NXT. I think Sanaya means Parker Bordeaux. Could confront the
Sanaya winner. Is senile, but she's working on it.
Oh man, we have to wrap things up.
That's a great name. I could manage her to the championship. Senile Sanaya doesn't know where she's booked, but she might be there.
We have to wrap things up because I have another show.
I got plenty of time. This show just picked up. We're having some fun now.
Oh yeah,
Raiju ain't donated his money yet, so we're not going to plug the Big E interview until you make your donation.
We just did. You just did.
He find me for every time I said the B word tonight. If so, I'm going to lose my pay today.
He does say that my donation is your paycheck, Kenny. Kev, please tell the people where they can
go
find
broke
you
on that
here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel.
If you haven't done it yet, follow Sportskeeda this weekend. We're gonna have so much content. Our app is available on Google Play and Apple if you want all the news.
Look at that! Look at that donation!
What's
that donation? I knew I could punk him out. I punked him out, man. I made him donate to his own show. Now he's broke now. He can't afford a ride home now, but at least he donated.
To be fair, that's only like $2.
100 rupees is.
That's like $2. Yeah, that's like $2. Kenny, that's $2. That's like $2. 100 rupees is $2.
Rat him out. I read him out. I was going to try to make the fans think he actually donated $100 to his own show. He can't even get a cab ride home now after making that donation.
This is off the rails.
If I'm honest,
you should have never came. We were slowly but steadily getting back on the rails, and you came. It is totally off.
I just wanted to jump into the bullpit.
You almost got us back on the rails, and then Kevin shows up, and the whole thing just went in the.
I just wanted to come in, get a punk question in, plug the other stuff we're doing here.
You got it.
We're getting all of Juju's check here. This is.
And then he tried to crap on a non-needle mover for criticizing a non-needle mover, and no one knows better than him. He knows. You didn't hear Steve Austin say it. Steve Austin moves the needle.
Kenny, where can they find you? Please let them know.
Right here. I'm in my house. Just come down, knock on the door.
Your YouTube channel, your social media.
If you've been vaccinated and wearing a mask, but other than that, you ain't getting in. Yeah, I'm on Cherokee Road. Just come on down. No, you can find me on Twitter on @StarMakerBolin. For you losers that didn't donate directly to my bank account today, you can PayPal me at KennyBolin@MSN.com. Cash App, $, Star Maker Bolin. You can figure it out. You're not that damn stupid. So just make some donations. I elevated this show again. I brought a lot of money in here. I got 100 rupees coming in from the owner of the show. He claims he ain't the guy. He's the guy. He's always putting the heat on the office. Well, the office says, well, they don't want a 4-man booth. They don't want. He's the guy.
He's the booking committee.
He's the guy. I'm telling you, man, there is no office. He is the office.
He's the booking committee.
Yeah, he ain't fooling nobody. Not me. He might fool.
Is he the reason? Is he the one who's got me booked going under all the time in these
he
trivia
probably
matches?
canceled Dutch today just to keep him from having to pay him. I bet he canceled Dutch. Well, I can't afford him and Bolin, so I'll just cancel Dutch. That's what he did.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god!
This ain't funny. There's nothing funny about this, Kevin.
I'm a comedian. I can't keep my job.
He's a one-man empire. What Ride You is. He's a one-man empire. Well, Kenny,
All
the
right.
office says, well, you
All
are
right.
the office.
I'm
Don't
out
be
of here. I
putting
can't
the
handle
office.
this
You are the
anymore.
office.
We'll see you guys. Thank you so much. Hit
That's
the
a
like
good
button.
day.
Check out Kenny. Check out SP3 on True Heel Heat. Sports Gear Wrestling, SummerSlam weekend, AEW tonight. We're gonna have a lot of fun, guys.
Kevin,
remember,
donate to my PayPal. Help me make some money today.
This has been the Sports Keto Wrestling
Has it?
WWE
This was the bowling alley.
SummerSlam preview and predictions with Kenny Bolin. We are signing off until next time.